What's going on? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. Back on the boxing grind. It's your usual suspect. And apparently, I believe J.Rock, Julian J.Rock Williams, became the mandatory for the IBF, which is held by Swift Jarrett Hurd. And his coach Stephen Bradman believes that he could be next for Swift Jarrett Hurd, especially on the East Coast. Both from the East Coast. Hurd is from the Maryland part. J.Rock is from Philly, so it makes sense, especially if Swift Hurd doesn't want to go directly into a Charlo fight. I think he deserves a homecoming fight, in Maryland. And, I thought potentially they could stack it with a Gary Russell or a Tank fight down there. Tank from Baltimore, Russell down there in Maryland as well. But, he might as well knock out a mandatory real quick. And, maybe sometime in summer at the end of the year or beginning of next year, you can, match with Jamel Charlo. But Stephen Bradman is a very big guy on vital drug testing. They didn't do vital drug testing for Jamal Charlo versus J.Rock Williams. They said that Stephen Bradman and Julian Williams' camp was saying that Jamal Charlo was on something. I mean, they were talking all that crap, and they tried to get vital testing, and it didn't work. But Jamal Charlo is now on vital testing because he's ranked in WBC, especially number 1. And to be ranked in a top 15, you got to be in random vital testing. So, like I said, J-Rock should have never took the fight for the IBF the first time if he, felt some type of way about the dude, juicing. Jamal Charlo ended up getting an exception to get LASIK. He was legally blind before his LASIK surgery. Then he came out, gunning. So, and then J-Rock got knocked out. And now, in the article I'm linking in the description, they insinuating that J. Swift Hurd is on some shit. You never know. I'm not saying that Stephen Bradman is wrong or right. But all I'm saying is don't make the same mistake y'all made in the first fight. Don't cry for vital testing. Don't take it, get knocked out and cry because y'all didn't vital test. So don't take the fight unless vital testing is involved. If you feel that way about Hurd. And at the end of the day, most people feel Hurd gonna whoop his ass. And that's what Stephen Bradman saying. Hurd gonna open up as a big favorite. But he said at the end of the article he gotta do vital testing. But I think it'd be a good solid fight. I expect Hurd to stop, Williams. But Williams has learned a lot. He's grown a lot. He's more patient. He ain't talking and running his mouth like he was before. And it's a good fight, Hurd going to, if he's going to fight 3 times this year, yeah, it's a good fight. Most people would demand a Jamel Charlo fight, but I think Hurd needs to continue to refine his skills and get better. Can J-Rock get him? I don't see that, bro. He don't punch hard enough. Then, not to punch hard enough, his skills ain't that high to make up for his lack of punching power. And then if that ain't the case, then his accumulation punches. He don't punch enough. His volume ain't good enough, and his body punching ain't good enough. So it's a triple whammy for him. It'll just be him showing up to get decapitated for a homecoming fight for Jarrett Hurd. But it's a good fight. It's a good fight. But maybe he learned. Maybe fix the chin issues. Or the shot that Jamal Charlo hit him with was a perfect counter shot. That was something special. A lot of fighters can't do that. He got hit with a shot he didn't see coming. And, he showed in the Gallimore fight, he could still take him on the chin. He looked better than the previous 2 fights versus Joshua Conley and Ishe Smith. We look like dog shit. But Jarrett Swift Hurd to be another step up in competition, another big junior middleweight. And I think it's a fight that a lot of people want to see, in my opinion. Or will see. I'm not going to say want to see. People want to see that fight. I would want to see that fight. I'll tune in. Swift Hurd is exciting, and last time we seen Jamal on the big stage, last time we seen Julian on the big stage, he was an exciting fight with Jamal. So it makes sense, long as at some point in the near future, Swift Jarrett Hurd is gonna fight Jamal Charlo. That's what people want to see. Junior middleweight is very, very top heavy, and the body, everybody else is very, very weak. But it's a good fight, and then going to Jamel Charlo fight, that's an excellent fight. So I think PBC got a new star on their hand with Swift Hurd. And I think they got a new stepping stone in Julian J.Rock Williams if he loses this fight versus Swift Hurd, if it was to be made. But let me know what y'all think. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. We gone.